You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasy.
Live from Smitty1.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Take a lap.
What an amazing NFL draft. What an amazing amount of things to talk about. All the impact situations, things that are going to make analyzing this thing. This is just an unbelievable amount of information to digest as we walk into the 2022 fantasy football season and NFL season. I've got Twitter Spaces over, guys. We're live on youtube.com/the fantasy football show. And I want everybody in here on Twitter Spaces to raise your hand if you want to come up, and I'll try and bring you up to ask a question here or there. So glad to have you all here. But what an insane amount of information to digest. We got Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker still unclaimed, don't have a home. Where are they going? I predict, based on look at the second round draft order there on the right side of the screen there. The two most likely landing spots for Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker are the New York Jets at the 6th pick in the second round and the Texans at the 5 pick in the second round. So if the Texans take Breece Hall, is my thinking, the Jets could take Kenneth Walker at number 6. The Jets already have the best draft by far over every single team out there. And if you're a fan of a certain team, you might laugh at that or clown on that or try and Wish it wasn't true, but the New York Jets hit this out of the park. The New York Jets have the most phenomenal draft I've seen in quite some time. And if they top it off with Kenneth Walker at the number 6 pick. Now, let's be fair. They had to have a bad season and previously bad seasons to accumulate all these picks. But they had a phenomenal draft. If they can top off this draft, the Jets, with the Kenneth Walker selection at the 6th pick in round 2, we're looking at an unmatched first day 1 and day 2 draft that I've really seen in my 20 years doing this professionally. My 20 years covering this professionally, the Jets will have had single-handedly the best draft that I can remember in my 20 years covering this thing. So we have a lot to talk about. Everybody that's listening on Spaces, I'm live on youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. I'm going to put that in the title, live on YouTube. You can certainly listen in Spaces. I'll keep this open for pretty much the whole time, discussing the landing spots and the impact of all these trades. A.J. Brown traded to the Eagles. This is absolutely crazy. Let me type this in real quick. Football Show in the title, so everybody knows this is live on YouTube. A.J. Brown traded to the Eagles, and Jalen Hurts' value vaults to the ceiling, to the rafters. Zach Wilson to the moon as well, Ricky. Zach Wilson's going to have a bright future in this league. You give him a guy like Garrett Wilson, you take Hutchinson, and imagine taking Kenneth Walker at the 6th pick in round 2, which is what I predict to happen. You got the Bucs at the 1 pick. You can see it on the left side of the screen here on YouTube. The Bucs have the 1st pick in the 2nd round. The Vikings have the 2nd pick. Titans have the 3rd pick. The Bucs are a potential running back landing spot, but I don't think at that high of a pick. I think at that 1st pick is essentially like a 1st round pick. I don't think the Bucs are going running back there. The Vikings aren't, the Titans aren't, the Giants probably are not as well. The Giants, I think, could be the landing spot for Malik Willis right there at that 4 pick. Dable, I have a lot of respect for Dable. I think Dable knows what he's doing with quarterbacks. The confusing part is why Dable thinks Danny Dimes is the real deal, or his potential quarterback he's going to mold and shape into a guy that can take this team into the future. I don't think he believes that about Danny Dimes, even though the team did extend him or pick up his option. I think that you're looking at Malik Willis landing in a Giants uniform at that 4 pick, and he will be the player that Dable shapes into a really good quarterback. I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers dropped the ball massively. One of the worst decisions made in the 1st round, where the Pittsburgh Steelers taken Pickett instead of grabbing Malik Willis, who I think was tailor-made for this Pittsburgh Steeler offense, and I thought that would have been a phenomenal move for the Steelers and for Najee Harris. Now, Pickett's not a bust. I'm not saying Pickett won't do decent things. I'm not saying Pickett is going to fail. But he certainly doesn't give me the vibes that Malik Willis gives me. When I say vibes, I mean a really good potential NFL and fantasy football quarterback in an offense that will help him get there very fast. Now, Malik Willis in the Giants uniform, I'm not loving that as much as I love Malik Willis in Pittsburgh. Situation is king. Situation is kingmaker. And in the case of Malik Willis, I love Dable, but I don't love the Giants as a landing spot. They're very far away to me, becoming a really good, potential home for really anybody. NFL ID fake clowns grow up, stop living in fantasy land. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Patty. Are you talking about us? You're talking about us. We cover this thing better than anybody, Patty boy. Gonna have to drop him down in your rankings. Who are you talking about? Breece ain't that dude, says Bach. The Bills passed on him. Laughing. You're laughing, bro. You're laughing because the Bills passed on Breece. Breece is good. Breece is that dude. Kenneth Walker is better, though. I'm telling you, Kenneth Walker is better. I love the idea of Breece Hall in Houston and the Jets grabbing Kenneth Walker. The reason I like Breece Hall in Houston is because I like Walker more, and I want Walker to fall to the New York Football Jets. The New York Football Jets are absolutely looking amazing right now. Their future is bright. This is the Bengals 2.0. I've said that for months now, and people laughed at it, and I think everybody's on board now. Look, you come out of a draft with Hutchinson and Garrett Wilson and probably Kenneth Walker is my prediction. Jets to the moon. Jets to the moon. Jets had a phenomenal draft. I couldn't be more impressed, to be honest with you, as I said at the top of the show, than with the Jets selections. The Jets, let me review the draft for you real quickly. Trayvon Walker went 1. Hutchinson went 2 to the Lions. Sauce Gardner. I keep saying Hutchinson to the Jets. I'm sorry. Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is my favorite player in that top 5. I love Sauce Gardner. I kept saying Hutchinson. I'm sorry. Hutchinson went to the Lions. Lions had a great draft too. I keep mentioning Hutchinson because I think the Lions had a phenomenal draft. But the Jets drafted Sauce Gardner, my favorite top 5, my favorite player inside the top 10, period. Sauce Gardner. Then the Jets go ahead and take, let me go down the draft board. Stingley goes to the Texans at 3. Hutchinson went at 2. And then Walker went at 1. Kayvon went to the Giants at number 5. Ike Ekwonu, however you say his name, offensive tackle, went to the Carolina Panthers. Evan Neal, offensive tackle, went to the Giants. Giants had a phenomenal couple picks right there. The edge rusher, and then topping it off and getting an offensive lineman, and still could have a chance at Malik Willis. I thought Malik Willis should have went to the Giants at number 7. And so if the Giants end up getting Malik Willis in the second round at pick number 4, which is coming up tomorrow, your boy Smitty and the Quad Box will be live on Instagram during that entire second round. So make sure you join us. Entire second round and third round. We'll be covering that. And I think that we'll probably see the Giants grab, if I had to guess, the Giants at number 4 will grab Malik Willis. Drake London to the Falcons. Cross, offensive tackle, went to the Seahawks. Jets took Garrett Wilson. So you got the Jets taking Sauce Gardner, and then the Jets taking Garrett Wilson. The Jets had, let's see, where was the Jets? Jets took Jermaine Johnson, defensive end. Like, Jermaine Johnson's probably, if I had to say, the second or first biggest steal in the entire first round. Jermaine Johnson dropping to 26 to the New York Jets was phenomenal. Like, this guy was a top 15, top 12 pick. And then you have the chance of still getting, they didn't take Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker, who I kind of wanted at that 26 pick for the Jets. They still, as you can see right here, second round, have a shot at him. Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall, probably a lock to be available. One of those guys to be available at that 6th pick in round 2. Kenneth Walker, Jermaine Johnson, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. There is no better draft. There is no better draft that I've seen in the last, at least decade than this draft by the New York Football Jets. Absolutely phenomenal. This is why you don't trade for Deebo Samuel using the 4 and the 10. This is why I said if I was a decision maker and I owned Deebo Samuel and I was offered the 4 and the 10, I would have pressed the button in a heartbeat. I don't do it for the 10. I don't do it for anything like a 10 and a second, but the 10 and the 4, which I don't think was ever on the table, but people would throw it out and say, would you take that, Smitty? And I would, because look what you got. Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Let's break down everything, but first I want to address this real quick and say, again, Breece Hall, my prediction, I'm going to put Breece Hall right here. I'm going to put Kenneth Walker right here. My prediction is going to be, let me put these over here. I'm going to put the team that I think is going to draft them. Houston Texans, I believe Breece Hall is going to head to Houston at the 5 pick in round 2. And I believe that Kenneth Walker is going to land with the New York Jets at pick number 6 in round 2. These are the most ideal landing spots for these 2 running backs. And if we look down a little further on the second round board here, the Bears, they're not taking a running back. Seahawks, they got 2 picks right there. They could take one of Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker. We don't really want that. I'd rather Houston than those landing spots. Unless Malik Willis falls to 8 in the second round and then they take Breece Hall, then I kind of like it, because you got DK, you got Breece Hall, you got Kenneth Walker or something like that, and that could work out okay. Colts aren't taking a running back. Falcons probably aren't taking one of those running backs. You never know. Browns aren't taking a running back. Ravens aren't taking a running back. The Lions aren't taking a running back. The Washington football team isn't taking a running back. The Bears won't take one at 16. The Saints at 17 probably won't. The Chiefs could at that 18 pick if Walker or Breece Hall falls that far. Don't be shocked if they end up looking at that. But wow, what a fall from grace for these guys. The usual running backs get overlooked, and it's unfair. These running backs deserve to get taken higher than this. It's garbage. They're impact players. They're not interchangeable. It's not like everybody says, in my opinion, where running backs are just, they can just throw anybody back there. No, Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker are difference makers, and the two teams that land them will get steals. And if I was a GM, I'd be licking my chops and moving up to the top pick in round 2 or the second pick in round 2 to make sure that I got either Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall. If I was the Cincinnati Bengals, I would do that because you got 1 year left probably with Mixon before you move on, and you can get a guy at second round value that can be a top 5 player at his position within 1 calendar year, if not right away if you threw him out there. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, the 2 steals of round 2 that I think go inside the top 6 picks. 1 to the Jets, 1 to the Texans, and that makes both of them monsters. I love Kenneth Walker. He's my 1.1 in fantasy football rookie-only drafts if he lands in New York. Kenneth Walker right now in redraft is going in like the 3rd and 4th round. Phenomenal. Best ball, go to smitty1.com, and if you click on this Underdog Fantasy banner, if you go to smitty1.com, you get a free phone call if you deposit a minimum of $10 into an Underdog account, into a new Underdog account, and your boy Smitty will also give you free access to all the video courses on sleeperu.com. Sleeper U, like a university. That is my content site. That's my ranking site. If you don't know what Sleeper U is, you got to get over there and check it out.
Want bold year-round rankings, trade calculators, and bold predictions? Get on over to sleeperu.com.
Sleeperu.com. Sleeperu.com is my rankings, bold predictions, all that stuff. Text advice. You want one-on-one text advice? Text me on demand by going to Sleeper, the letter U, like a university, sleeperu.com, and get my text advice, and we can talk about fantasy football, whatever. Netflix, I'll talk whatever you want. So let's go ahead and get into this. So Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Houston, New York Football Jets. These are the landing spots I predict in round 2 tomorrow. So get ready for that. Malik Willis was, all the guys in white background are not drafted yet. So Malik Willis was undrafted so far through round 1. I believe he falls to the New York Football Giants at the 4 pick. Those are my predictions. Seattle would take him at 8 or 9 in the second round if he ends up falling, which will be great for DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf could still be on the move. We'll find out later. Let's get into the wide receivers. Here are the wide receivers that have not yet been drafted, and let me rank them in order of how I see them. I got Christian Watson. Not that I don't like Pickens or Sky Moore near as much. It just depends on landing spot. Landing spot will determine a lot when it comes to these running backs. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Christian Watson, number 1, George Pickens, number 2, Sky Moore, number 3, and John Mechie, number 4. These are the top 4 wide receivers that still need to be drafted, that still will be drafted in round 2 tomorrow. I believe they all 4 will probably go in round 2, or one of them will go in round 3, and 3 of them will go in round 4 or round 2. I think all 4 will go in round 2. In fact, I think more than 4 will go in round 2. So all these guys should be gone by the end of round 2. Here are the players that have been drafted, the wide receivers that have been drafted so far. Let's rank them. They're not ranked right now. They're not in any draft slot. I just got them all on screen, and let's talk about their landing spot. Let me hit the comments real quick before we get into that, and just make sure I say hello and do my due diligence here. Doobie Snacks, where have you been, Doobie? You have been so absent from the live streams. I'm so glad to see you first in the building. Appreciate you being here. Kyle Grossman in here, second in the building. Stormcat, third in the building. This has been an amazing offseason. Matt Clamp, appreciate you being here. Wish the draft had some excitement. Yeah, right. The most exciting first round I've seen in a long time. Jets pull off a madness 3 top 10 picks. Jets look phenomenal. Jets, this is the best draft that I've ever seen in the last decade for the New York Football Jets. And if they pull off Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall with this number 6 overall pick in round 2, they will, in my mind, have the best draft that I could ever even look back and try and find. To get Jermaine Johnson, you could call him a top 10 pick. He was a top 15 lock, top 10 pick. You got Jermaine Johnson at pick 20. What is it, 20? Where'd they draft him? It was 26. Jermaine Johnson at 26 overall. 26 overall. He's a top 10 potential prospect. Jermaine Johnson, Garrett Wilson, who, might not be my number 1 ranked physical wide receiver, the talent, skill set wise, but he's a top 2 or 3 locked wide receiver, top 10 potential pick in this draft. You get Garrett Wilson, you get Jermaine Johnson, you get Sauce Gardner, my number 1 player ranked in the top 10, my number 1 ranked player, and then you maybe get Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall at that pick 6 in round 2. Best draft you're going to see for decades. Unbelievable. Now, granted, they played bad to get some of these picks, so I'm not saying that that isn't something to look at when you're trying to evaluate this thing. But in terms of just players you acquire, best draft I've seen and probably will ever see in the next decade moving forward, and definitely the last decade going backward. But let's look at these wide receivers. So Olave landing in Atlanta. You've got, let me put the teams next to each one, and we'll go over this just so you guys, in case you didn't see the draft or you need to know what wide receiver. Let's see here. Wide receivers. Okay, so Treylon Burks lands with the Tennessee Titans. Now, this was because of that trade that occurred. Let's see. Treylon Burks, Tennessee Titans. He got traded. That pick got traded to the Tennessee Titans in the A.J. Brown deal. A.J. Brown getting traded to the Eagles. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about, that's right here. We'll talk about the Hollywood Brown to Arizona trade. These two trades down below at the bottom. These are just crazy amount of stuff to go over. But Treylon Burks is now a Tennessee Titan, and that's because A.J. Brown was traded to the Eagles. The Eagles traded a pick. Then, there was a bunch of movement going on. And Treylon Burks gets drafted by the Titans as the replacement to A.J. Brown. Now, I don't know what the Titans were thinking here. This is similar to the Seattle and Green Bay and Kansas City trades. Why trade away A.J. Brown? And I said before the draft started, and I said all month long, one of the top 4 wide receivers that needed contracts. Your boy Smitty, I have to admit, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I landed a lot of the smoke predicting navigation that we had to do this offseason. Granted, I said DK was the most likely to be traded of the 4 wide receivers, but one of the top 4 guys in their last year of their contract, McLaurin, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel. Deebo being the most likely to not get traded. A.J. Brown, McLaurin, and DK. One of those 3 wide receivers, because Deebo was the most likely not to get traded, would be traded on or before draft day. Boy, Smitty nailed it. Treylon Burks now replaces A.J. Brown. But why did the Titans do this? Because they didn't want to pay A.J. Brown. But that's a mistake, because this team, in their mind at least, and coming off of last year being the number 1 seed in the conference, they have as good a team as they're ever going to have for the next 5 years. They're not going to be able to rebuild this thing quickly through Burks and other transactions, with Henry about to fall off the face of the earth. Maybe Henry's got one more year, but I even doubt that. So you've got, in their mind and in most people's minds, the best team you're going to assemble for quite some time. Are you just scared of the conference? Did you just give up and say, let's blow it up? Or are you actually going to try and win and think you can win with Treylon Burks replacing A.J. Brown? I like Treylon Burks, but he's also got Tannehill throwing him the football. I like Burks as a rookie more with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football than Tannehill trying to turn him into a quick riser in Tennessee. So while I don't mind the location, I don't necessarily love the location either, and Treylon Burks might fall a little bit down on my rankings now. I'm going to put him down here and decide where to put him later. Dodson to the Washington Commanders was a weird selection as well. I want to put him down even lower. I'll put Treylon Burks. He probably won't be ranked this low, but I want to move him out of the way. You've got Drake London to the Atlanta Falcons. That was kind of a strange... they don't have a quarterback. So Atlanta, I'll put Atlanta there. Drake London's going to be in the top 3 or 4. I don't know where yet. Let's revisit that. Let's start with Garrett Wilson in the New York Jets uniform. Garrett Wilson has the best quarterback and potential situation out of all of these rookie wide receivers so far. Now, the second round can be a kingmaker as well. Like Green Bay Packers could trade up and grab Watson or Pickens, or one of these guys, the Chargers could trade into round 2 and grab one of these guys. So don't think that the round 2 trades and acquisitions can't be kingmaker with one of these guys. Because if KC grabs Sky Moore or Pickens or Watson or Green Bay, or the Chargers move up and grab one of these guys, they can jump into this group here. This is not cemented in. This is after round 1, post round 1 only, and we'll make some assumptions, and I'll place these guys where I think they should go. But Garrett Wilson, by far, even though he's not my number 1 skill set ranked wide receiver, by far has the best situation for the rookies by far. He's got Zach Wilson. He's got a team that's on the rise. He's got Elijah Moore to stretch defenses and keep defenses honest. They might draft Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall at pick number 6 in round 2, which is what I would do. They drafted Sauce Gardner. They got Jermaine Johnson. The Jets might be the closest thing to the Cincinnati Bengals in terms of a turnaround team. And you know what? It might actually happen in year 1. The Jets could be that good. I'm not saying they make the Super Bowl, but they could be an amazing freaking team right out of the gate in year 1 with all these players together. So this season they could be a team that goes on a big run. Maybe they don't make the playoffs, but they have a double-digit win season, because multiple double-digit win seasons are not going to get it done and grab one of those wild card spots this season. There are so many competitive divisions, and two conferences overall are so competitive. The extra game, we might arguably see multiple teams in both conferences not make the playoffs with double-digit wins. Garrett Wilson, by far the quickest riser, in my opinion, coming out of the round 1. The guy that's going to be the number 1 rookie wide receiver to acquire in fantasy football drafts. Drake London in Atlanta, we'll address him in a second. Jameson Williams, I really like this pick by the Detroit Lions because he's going to be slow moving in year 1 anyway. So the fact that the Lions don't have the future passer, the passer of the future already under center, doesn't concern me too much. So from a dynasty perspective, Jameson Williams is still my favorite wide receiver, but because Garrett Wilson has such a great landing spot, we can put Garrett Wilson pretty comfortably at the 1 spot, but Jameson Williams at the 2, despite being in a situation where I don't really know that it's awful, but it's certainly not great yet. But once they get a good passer in there, next year's quarterback draft class will be better than this year's. Maybe they make a trade. I firmly believe the 2023 Detroit Lions starting quarterback is not on the current roster in Detroit. So this will look a lot better 1 year from today, and we can let Jameson Williams kind of get his feet under him, get healthy. And so in Dynasty, I would rank him 2, even though his situation's a little bit crazy, a little bit hard to digest right now. Chris Olave, who landed with the New Orleans Saints. This is a tough one because you don't know. I mean, maybe we don't know where Malik Willis is going to be. Like, Malik Willis could land and pair up with one of these wide receivers through a trade up, or if he continued to fall in the draft. Like, Malik Willis could be key. Malik Willis could be the key to being paired with one of these rookie wide receivers and changing the game. So tough to say. Dotson's in Washington. Let me just put the teams next to each one of these so you guys know in case you missed it. I would probably say Atlanta's also a team that could acquire a quarterback in the coming years. So Burks is hard to digest in Tennessee. Olave's pretty good. I don't know if I would rank Burks and Olave tied for 4th here, or even do a 3-way tie between London, Olave, and Burks for the 3rd spot. I'm kind of not sure yet. I'm still digesting it just like you guys. So I kind of say these 3 are very hard to rank. Drake London in Atlanta with no quarterback. Chris Olave in New Orleans with Winston, but he's not the long-term guy in my opinion. So in a sense, he doesn't have a long-term quarterback. Treylon Burks with, I don't consider Tannehill a long-term quarterback. So the theme here is there's no quarterback for any one of these 4 guys. Jameson Williams, Drake London, Chris Olave's got the now quarterback, I suppose. So he might have the best situation. And then Mike Thomas, who knows if he stays healthy. And then what if Kamara gets suspended? Treylon Burks he's the guy with the most consistent quarterback now, but he's not a superstar. Treylon Burks, you could argue, probably has maybe even the better. You could put Drake London with no quarterback down here, Treylon Burks right here. You could say Olave's got the now quarterback, a little bit better situation. But then again, what if Mike Thomas comes in and fires off? I don't think Mike Thomas will, but so this is a tough one. You could really go any which way with these 3 guys at this 3, 4, 5 spot. So let's just for now put it like that. And then Dotson, I don't even put Dotson 6. I still put Christian Watson, who doesn't have a home yet, Pickens, and Sky Moore ahead of Dotson, and I probably put Mechie like right around Dotson. That's how I'd rank the rookie wide receivers coming out of round 1. But Watson, Pickens, and Sky Moore and Mechie will certainly either vault or fall or stay the same based on the landing spots that are upcoming. This A.J. Brown to Philly situation is unbelievably crazy. What does that do for Hurts? What have I been telling everybody about Jalen Hurts? Don't give up on him. Don't give up on Jalen Hurts. Don't give up on Jalen Hurts. Your boy Smitty's told everybody, ignore the noise. He's trash. He's a trash can. He's inaccurate. He's garbage. They're going to give... Like, I believe the Eagles don't believe in him fully yet. They haven't supported him properly. But get ready. Jalen Hurts was handed A.J. Brown. They FaceTime. They're getting ready. They're excited together. Jalen Hurts is gonna prove so many people wrong. And this isn't great for Devontae Smith, but in the end, I don't care, because you know what? This is going to be a good team. They're gonna score a lot. They got a lot of things they got to improve upon, but Hurts is going to do very well. And for people that like to rip on Jalen Hurts' accuracy, he had 1 year. 1 year. He played like two and a half, 3 games his rookie year. He had 1 year, and he played relatively well when you consider it, because from a fantasy perspective, he scored a lot of points. From a football perspective, you're worried about him retaining the job. But from a fantasy perspective, what are you complaining about? What are you complaining about? A guy that can rush for 700, 800 yards and 8 to 10 touchdowns on the ground, and now he's got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Maybe Miles Sanders gets it going. Maybe they draft a Rashad White or a Zamir White, or they get another running back in there. This is a great spot for A.J. Brown. It is better than Tennessee was, even though he was the number 1 sole guy in Tennessee. Hurts can air it out. I don't want to hear about Hurts' check down machine. Hurts can throw the ball. Hurts, his first 2 games, I believe, in the NFL, during his rookie year, when he started near the end of the year, were like 300-yard games. The guy can throw the ball. So anybody that says Hurts can't do it, I don't really care, because I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm going to scoop up Hurts late in a draft. And I think people are going to get excited about him. I don't think people will steal him away right now. I think a lot of people down on Hurts will come circling back around, and they'll probably like Hurts. They'll probably get excited about Hurts. The doubt and naysayers will probably vanish a little bit. But Hurts is phenomenal. Hurts is phenomenal. Terry says there's 103 to 108 people in here, and we only have 39 likes. Wipe your feet at the door. It helps your boy Smitty when you guys do so. And of course, when this is over, you guys need to ask questions, because I answer every single comment in my YouTube video or YouTube videos. So please like the video, smash it, annihilate the like button, and of course, ask me a question after this, and I will do my best to address it, because that's what I do, is answer every single question I can possibly answer, and right now I can do it.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and wipe your feet at the door.
A little bit of a malfunction there. A.J. Brown to the Eagles, phenomenal. Jalen Hurts, get ready. I'm here for it. Eagles doing big moves. Titans following the path of the Green Bay Packers, which we'll talk about in a second. They continue to botch the wide receiver position. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers is furious right now, because the Packers once again didn't draft a wide receiver. The Packers didn't draft a wide receiver. Unbelievable. Christian Watson was on the board. They didn't draft Christian Watson with their 2nd pick in the 1st round. George Pickens was on the board. They didn't draft George Pickens with the 2nd pick that they had, the Green Bay Packers, in round 1. Sky Moore was available. John Mechie was available. They felt, and they, I guess, texted Aaron Rodgers, according to reports, or talked to him and said, hey, we want to let you know we're not taking a wide receiver. We're going to take this other guy with the 2nd pick, because who'd they end up taking? Who was the pick? I forget the pick. The Green Bay Packers selected with the... what was it? Unbelievable. The Green Bay Packers selected Devonte Wyatt, defensive tackle. Not saying he's a bad pick, but you're really not going to take Christian Watson or George Pickens or Sky Moore. You're really going to say, well, we just don't have a 1st round grade. The Packers have the 21st pick in the 2nd round. They have to trade up. Do you see the Packers here? I only went through pick 18 on this board right here, the second round. Do you see the Packers? No, because they pick at 21. The Packers are going to try and get through the entire picks 1 through 20 in the second round without Christian Watson, Pickens, Sky Moore, or Mechie going. Who are you going to take for Aaron Rodgers? It's Lazard season, apparently. Lazard is going to be the number 1 wide receiver in Green Bay unless they trade and get aggressive and get DK Metcalf, which honestly, let me say something. Deebo Samuel was going to get traded on this day 1 or not at all. And I'll address Deebo in a second. Deebo is 99.99. Mark my words, look into my eyes. If you're a Niner fan or not a Niner fan or a Deebo Samuel fan, Deebo Samuel, 99.99999% likely to get a deal before week 1 now. Because of A.J. Brown's deal. A.J. Brown's deal was a massive deal, sure, but really wasn't that bad of a contract. And this contract right here paves the way for Deebo Samuel and the 49ers. Not only do they share the same agent, but these are very closely ranked wide receivers by everybody and their mother. So if the Eagles are giving a 4-year deal, $100 million deal to A.J. Brown with $57 million guaranteed, that means that's a blueprint for Deebo Samuel, who was probably thinking he was going to get $70 million, and the Niners are probably thinking more around $50 million guaranteed. So Deebo Samuel now has to be the one to come more to the direction of the 49ers asking price, because now the Niners are going to go from like $50 million guaranteed to 57, 58, 59, probably under $60 million guaranteed. So this deal is getting done. This is great news. I told you if we exited round 1, or really as soon as pick 10, the New York Jets 10 pick was off the board, that Deebo's staying. And now we've exited the first round. Deebo's staying. He's 99.999% going to get a contract extension that looks like this either very soon or in June, July, or August. But it's happening. It's done. Deebo's staying. He's going to be happy. This is going to get repaired. I've done this for 20 plus years professionally. Not as a little, little once in a while tweeter or Instagram poster. I've been doing this professionally. Scouting, analyzing, reviewing NFL mock drafts, doing all this stuff. Prep, after, post, NBC and CBS Sports Radio for 19 straight years doing this stuff. And I'm telling you, what the friction and toxicity levels between the Niners and Deebo are minimal. Everyone's blowing them out of proportion because of the size and scope of social media and how big the magnifying glasses are now that are casted on all this supposed toxicity. I'm telling you, this is nothing. This is light work compared to other situations that were completely out of hand. Deebo hasn't even said negative things toward the Niners. What did Deebo really do? Scrubbed his social media, liked and tweeted a couple things, and requested a trade. Big deal. The fan base blew it out of proportion. The fan base went after him, threatened him, all kinds of negative comments, and attacked him. The Niners, what did the Niners do? They didn't offer him a deal. It was dumb. They should have inked him earlier. They could have stopped this whole mess from happening. But what did the Niners technically do wrong? They didn't offer him an extension yet. They're doing it the Niner way. They're waiting. While I don't agree with it, it's not a horrible thing that they're doing. Deebo asking for a trade, scrubbing his social media, reorganizing his Instagram profile grid is more like what that is. Scrubbing social media is a aggressive way of saying it. What did Deebo do? What did the Niners do? Absolutely nothing. It's small. It's child's play. It's literally nothing. It's a nothing burger. Once the smoke clears from the NFL draft, it's going to look so clear as day what the path is to fix this. This is what Deebo's signing. It's 4 years, $100 million-ish, $105 million, $100 million, $102 million. It'll be for 57, 58, 59 million guaranteed, right around A.J. Brown's deal. And that's it. It's end of story. Deebo staying, happy ever ending. Hold hands, kumbaya. Trey Lance season is in the books. Let's go. Let's get it going. A.J. Brown, Philly, Deebo. All this stuff is just craziness, man. Malik Willis will be on a squad tomorrow. What team will he be playing for? I say the Giants. Okay, so we got all that covered. Man, there's a lot to go over. I hope I'm Hope you're following because I'm blasting through this. Hollywood Brown to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, when I first saw this, I got excited because I was live on Instagram. You probably saw me. And I said, well, always like you. I'm like, well, what's the deal? The first report was Hollywood Brown traded to the Cardinals, and there was no update as to what the exchange and value was. So it was like, okay, is this for the 23rd pick? I sure hope it's not. It was. Cardinals gave up the 23 overall pick for Hollywood Brown. Good and bad. The good is this is Kyler's guy. They played together. They've got rapport. So Kyler wants Hollywood Brown. This could make Kyler happy. This could make Kyler motivated. This could keep Kyler functioning. Chuck, I already made my predictions for Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. I think the Texans and the Jets at 5 and 6 will get Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. I think the Giants will take Malik Willis at number 4 in the second round. It's all right here. And so I have Houston Texans getting Breece Hall. I have the Jets taking Kenneth Walker. Malik Willis will go to the football Giants. Let me put that on there so nobody has questions about that. So, but New York Giants, boom. Here are my predictions for tomorrow's players right here. Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Malik Willis. So we're talking about this right now. Talking about Hollywood Brown. Let me put that right there above my head there. We don't have room for anything. I got to cover my own mug. Hollywood Brown to Arizona. Good because Kyler's going to be happy. This is his guy. Feels like it's going to be a good. It's okay to ask, Chuck. I didn't mean to make it sound like you should have known that if you're just coming in. I'm just letting you know. I mean, God, the 23 overall pick could have been Treylon Burks. Could have been Chris. What could have been Chris Olave? Where's Chris Olave gone? Olave he went 11. So at this point, 23. You're talking about Treylon Burks and Christian Watson, and yeah. So I don't know. I guess here's the thing: Hollywood Brown could be as good as those rookie wide receivers. He's more proven, and if Kyler likes him, so be it. Let it happen. But I don't know what the Ravens were thinking doing that move. Like Lamar Jackson. Let me put this tweet out that I put. I responded to Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson retweeted something that was hilarious. And your boy Smitty then ended up replying to that because I thought it was hilarious and I wanted to let Lamar Jackson know he's about to get Treylon Burks. But then he didn't get Treylon Burks. So it was funny altogether. But here's what Lamar Jackson tweeted and retweeted. And then your boy Smitty just piled it on. So let me go ahead and blur this out because there's a pretty aggressive swear word there. Okay, here we go. Let me put this up on screen here. So Lamar Jackson retweeted this guy's tweet out. And it says, first take Chuck says, what the F, bro? We traded away Hollywood. Broken heart. Lamar Jackson just retweeted it. No comment, just retweeted it. I said, Lamar is pissed, LOL. But the 23 pick is better than Hollywood. Calm down, Lamar. You're about to get Treylon Burks. Then he didn't. But the Baltimore Ravens got Kyle Hamilton at 14 overall, which is better than Treylon Burks. So Hollywood Brown for Kyle Hamilton. I know that you probably aren't happy if you're Lamar Jackson, but this is a phenomenal player. This is a top 5 overall player, in my opinion. Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame, the safety. The Ravens, you can't trade Hollywood Brown for Kyle Hamilton a year from today, 2 years from today. This was a phenomenal trade that the Ravens ended up pulling off. The 23 overall pick. This is where it's confusing, and I don't even know where this went. But the Ravens got the 23 overall pick. And then instead of taking a wide receiver there, they used that pick and then traded up, I believe, for this pick and ended up getting Kyle Hamilton. It's confusing as to what really happened. Or they traded down. Actually, they traded down. Never mind. It's a little confusing. There were a lot of trades that went down. We were getting confused on the live stream. This is what happened. They traded for the 23 overall pick from the Cardinals, and then they traded down from that pick to the 25 pick with the Buffalo Bills. So this is technically, Kyle Hamilton they were going to get Kyle Hamilton no matter what. This is who they got. Linderbaum, center. Phenomenal acquisition. Linderbaum, that's who they got. So they got the 23 pick from the Cardinals. Then they traded with the Bills down to 25, and the Bills traded up to 23, where the Bills took Elam, the cornerback. So this is who you traded Hollywood Brown for, which honestly is not a bad trade. Like, Linderbaum is the best center in this draft. He's a difference maker. He's going to help keep Lamar Jackson healthy. So this is a really good trade. Bateman season, maybe, Finn, maybe. But honestly, I don't think that Lamar Jackson's making any wide receiver. Maybe Andrew's season. I don't think he's making any wide receiver a top 15, top 12 wide receiver. So I'm not huge on Bateman, to be honest. But Linderbaum, I would trade Hollywood Brown for Linderbaum. Linderbaum fell to 25. He shouldn't have. He was an excellent pick by the Ravens. So the Ravens did good things. The Ravens got Kyle Hamilton at 14. He should have been top 5. They got Linderbaum at 25. He should have been top 15, top 17, top 18. And they gave up Hollywood Brown. So giving up Hollywood Brown for Linderbaum, a win, even though it's a little bit what's Lamar going to think? And then Kyle Hamilton at 14, steal. Ravens had a really good draft. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Bateman. I know people are going to say Bateman season. It's going to trigger a lot of Bateman season comments, but I'm not getting on board that train just yet. Bateman's good. He's okay. I'm not ultra excited about him. I'm not calling him a bust or anything, but I'm certainly not ringing the Bateman bell is what I'm saying. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. You guys can get into the Bateman stuff, but I'm going to stay away from Bateman. I'm going to stay away from pretty much anybody that's not Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews has a really good year, and we knew he would anyway. But Lamar Jackson isn't making anybody into an elite wide receiver one. That's just not Lamar's game. So I'm not super excited about really Hollywood Brown or now Bateman. So it's kind of weird that happens. You think that opened more doors. Hollywood goes to Arizona. I'm excited about him. As a Cardinal fan, I'm here in Arizona. It's good to get him. I think it'll help Kyler. But do I think he's going to be a monster? I'm a Rondell Moore guy, so this kind of hurts my Rondell Moore prediction. So I'm not really loving that. So, but overall, it's a lot of moving parts to it. But this was a crazy 2022 first round NFL draft, and there's so many fantasy implications from the trades. The AJ Brown trade, this one right here, this is absolutely madness. AJ Brown getting traded to the Eagles, unreal. Who saw that coming? To the Eagles. Who saw that coming? Nobody. Because but this is where you had to approach everything with a grain of salt, right? When you'd hear something and you'd say Deebo's getting traded, Deebo's not getting traded, or AJ Brown's getting traded, wait, that got called off, or Waller's heading to the Packers, wait, no, he's not, or Russell Wilson's going to get traded, no, Pete Carroll says not trading Russell Wilson, he gets traded. Then you got Adams getting traded earlier in the offseason, which was crazy, head-scratching. Hill getting traded, crazy, head-scratching. The fact that A.J. Brown and Davante Adams and Tyreek Hill all complained and facilitated their own trades by complaining, but Deebo didn't because the Niners don't work that way. It's all crazy. It's all craziness. It's all insaneness. Unbelievable. But I appreciate everybody being here and breaking this down. What an amazing day, and we're not done. We're still cranking out tomorrow's content too. So I'll be live during the day, probably doing emergency live streams and updates. I'll be live during the NFL draft on Instagram, but I'll go live on YouTube after as well, if not before, during, after. I'll be just similar to today. I went live earlier. I went live during the AJ Brown trade. I went live while I was on Instagram. I put it on hold and I went live, and this is my third live today. So this is 3 live streams today. And then I'm going to do probably the same thing tomorrow. We're going to probably do multiple live streams, getting through all this stuff. What's up, Jose Perez? Glad to see you in the building, good buddy. NFL, just like the NBA now, and people are not going to like it. Yeah, these players kind of I don't know, they shouldn't control anything. They don't have tangibly the leverage they should have. These teams just don't want to pay them and they trade them, whereas before it's funny because you can't hold out anymore. Holding out in the past was doable. Now you can't hold out. The rules make it so that you lose too much money that you can't get back. It's all fines that are not reversible, yet players have more power today, which is insane because social media is powerful, but it's not that crazy. The Niners proved it, that you can say no to a player and the player has no leverage. So it's kind of crazy that these other teams are allowing these trades to happen. versus the Titans saying we're going to go through the draft, and once the draft's passed, AJ Brown, you got to report, buddy. You got to accept the deal we send you. But why the Titans are afraid to give AJ Brown $57 or $58 million guaranteed is beyond me. Like why you think that's not worth it for AJ Brown is crazy. Why the Niners have been waiting so long to sign Deebo, but I think this will trigger potentially an early signing with Deebo, or Deebo comes back, knows and gets assured we're giving you what AJ Brown got. Just be patient. We'll do it in July. Then Deebo's going to come back and start working. The Deebo situation is going to get repaired very quickly. Get ready for it. It's happening. Bateman will have 5 catches on 7 targets with a half a TD every game, says Mr. B. Okay. I know a lot of you are going to like Bateman, a lot of you won't. That's just the nature of guys that get opportunity that haven't proven themselves. There'll be some doubters, there'll be some believers. AJ Brown can't stay healthy. I mean, that's a good point. They might have some fears about that. But AJ Brown is a baller. I agree with that, Matt. Just sounds like Smitty is knocking the talent. On what? On what, Mr. B? On what? Because I don't like Bateman? Like, we're all going to like different players, Mr. B. I appreciate your take on Bateman. Just because I don't like him doesn't mean you can't. AJ Brown's injury history, and probably expect him to be hurt. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry, guys. I've been live all day. I had to answer the daughter's call because she's literally been blasting me over and over to say goodnight. And so I had to be a good dad there and say goodnight. So appreciate you waiting. Sorry about that. Burks is a rookie, so rookie money. Yeah, it's true. I mean, that's why you did it. You know that. You know that that's definitely the case. Rookie money, a lot cheaper. Makes sense. But at the same time, like, if you believe you're in win now mode and you're the Titans, you're not going to get out of Burks what you're getting out of AJ Brown with Derrick Henry on his last year or so. Even if you think he's going to last 2 years, he's not. But even if you think he is, by the time you get Burks up to speed and you have a limited quarterback in Tannehill, it just doesn't make a lot of sense if you feel like you can win now. Maybe the Titans feel like they aren't going to win now, but they were the number 1 seed last year. It'd be odd to think that they think that they wouldn't be a potential winner. Wood's going to be the wide receiver 1 with the Titans, says Matt Clamp. Coming off an injury, bro, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not super excited about him. Bobby Trees, I wish him well, and I will be rooting for him. But London will get plenty of Mariota ducks thrown his way in his direction, says John Snyder. London's tough, man. You know, London I've ranked 3rd here in Atlanta. I'm not a big Mariota fan. I think the starting quarterback in 2023 is not currently on the Falcons roster. I think Pitts and London together is a good duo. You still got potentially Ridley there. I don't know. It's tough. Terry says, I sent you a super Smitty. You're the man. Thank you. Let me go find it. Sorry, buddy. I was blasting through all this and I probably missed it, Terry. Give me 1 second, buddy boy. Terry dropping a super chat somewhere in here. Here it is. Drafting a wide receiver, A-Rod should hate Green Bay. Bro. So let's talk about that. I haven't gotten to that yet. Thank you, Terry, for reminding me. Goodness gracious, man. I mean, I believe that, so they passed on a wide receiver. And and apparently they talked to Aaron Rodgers and told him in advance because they're trying to keep open line of communication. They're trying to keep him involved. They're trying to say, hey, A-Rod, we're definitely want to keep you happy. And so basically Aaron Rodgers got a call apparently and they said to him, hey, we're going to go ahead and, let's see here. I think my mod's got this taken care of. You guys have already, I think, nixed this. Okay, I think we're gone. There's some idiot in here, so I apologize for that. I think that's gone. Let me know if you still see it. But anyway, Aaron Rodgers probably gets this call like, hey, we're going to go ahead and pass on a wide receiver again, Aaron Rodgers, even though we promised you we'd get you a wide receiver and we traded away Davante Adams, and Aaron Rodgers must have been livid. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I would have said, if you continue this course and you don't take a wide receiver with that second pick, whether they've got a wide, because what they said to Aaron Rodgers was, of the remaining wide receivers, there wasn't a wide receiver left that the Packers felt had a round one grade value, meaning we're going to try and grab one in round two, Aaron Rodgers. If I was Aaron Rodgers and I got that call, I would say, if you screwed up and didn't take a wide receiver with the first of the two picks in round one, and it's your fault that you think, Terry, if there's anybody posting something like what that person was posting, like video chat, blah blah blah, like just kick them immediately. You don't ban them, don't mute them, like remove them, because they're clearly a bot or spamming. So just get them out. Like you don't have to. You can hit remove from channel. Aaron Rodgers. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I would have picked up the phone and said, "You are drafting Christian Watson with the second of the two Green Bay Packer picks, or I'm literally leaving. This is 28 overall. Who cares if you're drafting First of all, Watson's got a first round grade to me. And maybe the Packers say he's a second round wide receiver, but you've got the 21st pick in the second round. You've got the 21st pick in the second round. There, I got rid of that person again. This late night stuff sometimes triggers some of these bots and idiots. So keep knocking them out if you see them. Lazard season. Lazard's going to have 1,100, 1,200 yards and probably 10 plus touchdowns. Going to be a phenomenal year. Phenomenal year. Yeah, I think we're getting them out. I kicked that person, so if they come back, we'll kick them out again. Man, Aaron Rodgers. If I was Rodgers, I'd retire after next year. I'd say you guys are idiots. You guys completely botched it. Literally. John, are you spamming too, or are you trying to like just mimic them because you're about to get kicked for the comments you're saying too? So be careful. Is John Snyder real? Is John Snyder an actual follower, or is he also a bot? Rodgers must be so mad. Lost Adams and haven't drafted a wide receiver. He's probably pissed, bro. He's probably pissed. Christian Watson would be a phenomenal 28. Was it 28 overall pick? The Green Bay Packers took Devontae Wyatt. 28 overall should have been freaking Christian Watson. Christian Watson was a for sure pick there. Why do you hope for Kenneth Walker to the Jets? Do you think he is much better than Michael Carter, or do you see them sharing the workload? I think, yeah, Kenneth Walker is I want to say like close to a generational talent. Like in the right spot, he would be a generational talent. Okay, John, I didn't know if that was you. I recognize you, John, but you were saying the same things, and just be careful because you could get caught up in that spam blockage that we got people trying to remove. So I'm late to the party, says RIPA. Ripa, appreciate you being here. Ripa 100. John Snyder, appreciate you being here. Just making sure. This is how it goes when you got a player on offense that commands all the money, can't have a loaded roster, and be one of the highest paid guys. I don't know, Mr. B. If you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, they had the 28 overall pick and they had a chance to draft Christian Watson, so it's not really that true. They didn't have to take Wyatt. Thank you, Maniac. Appreciate you. Kamara running back, one hot take next year. Avi, explain yourself, though, because Kamara, are you predicting Kamara gets no suspension, bro? And if so, Welcome Avi, who's a Dynasty Camara owner. Let's welcome Avi to the chat. Avi, appreciate you being here today. Dynasty Camara owner. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate you. Smitty, love what you do. Thank you, Tyler. I love what you do, pal. When you watch the show and hit the like button and comment on the videos, then I love everything about you, pal. Camara is not the running back one, Avi. He's going to miss time. He's going to miss time. There's video footage of it. Pal. Walker at 2.6. Great for the Jet for this Jets. Jets are just killing it. Jets have this. Even if the Jets don't take Kenneth Walker, they're still going to take a good player. They're clearly showing they don't make a lot of mistakes with their draft picks now. Like, they've been phenomenal. Michael Carter was still a good pick. If they don't go running back, they still got a good running back in Michael Carter. But Kenneth Walker is a game changer, man. Difference maker. Generational talent. Breece Hall too. Both running backs. I'm predicting Houston for Breece Hall at number 5. I'm predicting New York Football Jets at number 6, taking Kenneth Walker. I'm predicting the New York Football Giants at pick number 4, taking Malik Willis, because I think Daboll's smart enough that it doesn't make sense that Daboll's guy's Danny Dimes. Daboll's too good of a quarterback molder, evaluator to actually ignore the Malik Willis upside over Danny Dimes. So I predict that Daboll's going to step in and say, give me my guy. And if not, Seattle's not letting Malik Willis fall past 8. And if that's the case, boom. John's taking a lap. John, you don't have to take a lap. I appreciate the super chat. I just wasn't sure if that was, I recognized your name, but I wasn't sure if this was a different account or different person that just happened to have your name because of the things that you were saying. So I just wanted to make sure you didn't get bumped. That's why I warned you, because I thought, I think this is the John guy that's in here a lot. So I'm like, I don't think that's him. Appreciate John, the super chat. Good buddy, good pal. Michael K. CPA's in here. He's the highest super chatter of the year in a single live stream with $199. C. Mac said that if anybody dropped a 205, he would eat a bowl of mayonnaise live on our show. If anybody today, and that includes this show right here, drops anything above the 199, he will eat a full bowl of mayonnaise, apparently, on our next the live stream where we bring him on. Alex Cruz, appreciate you being here, Alex. You are the man, the myth, the legend. Michael or Stormcat says Walker much better than Michael Carter. Yeah, look, I understand if you own Michael Carter, you're going to be bummed if they draft Kenneth Walker, but Kenneth Walker is on a whole nother level. I like Michael Carter if he ends up staying the guy. The situation is good enough to make him a very good running back 2 in fantasy. I don't think he'll be a running back 1, but he could be a really good fantasy running back 2. But it's a big difference. It's a top 5 running back if Kenneth Walker's in New York. Maybe not right away, but it definitely is. Smitty, was that leaked IG DM of Malik real? What are you talking about? If it's clean, put it in the chat, but I didn't quite see what might have made him slide, if you're saying that there's something that made him slide. Todd says he paid $205 to not see that. Well, go ahead and do that, and we'll tell C-Mac that you paid $205 for not seeing it. Saints traded for Olave. Terrible, says DJ. Alex Cruz, you're a Saints fan. What do you think of the Olave pick, bro? Will Treylon Burks be the new A.J. Brown right away? I'd say no, and you can see my ranking of Treylon Burks at 5. He's right around. I'm actually going to do this. It's a tie. It's a 3-way tie. Let me make this very clear, because I think, people, if you weren't here and you heard me talk about it, you wouldn't know that I was ranking all 3 of them kind of as a tie currently. So this is a 3-way tie. And this is a 6-way tie right now. So it's Jameson Williams, the number 2. It's Garrett Wilson, based on situation and future. He ranks number 1. Even though I like Jameson Williams better, and I might prefer Jameson Williams at a lower ADP, because in a fantasy draft, you could get him probably, I imagine, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. Garrett Wilson could go 2 or 3. So you pay a less price tag for Jameson Williams, and that's pretty great. Burks over London, over Williams, over Olave. I mean, I understand. I don't think you're wrong. No one's right or wrong yet, and you could argue these things for sure. How do you feel about Breece Hall goes 2.3 to the Texans? The Texans don't have 2.3. The Texans have 2.5. And as you can see, I'm predicting them to land in Houston at 2.5. So they don't have the 2.3 pick. I don't think, bro. Let me pull up I don't think unless a trade happened. Let me go round two. Round two, Texans have 2.5. So my board's right, your board's wrong. But that's what I'm predicting here. Houston taking Breece Hall, Jets taking Kenneth Walker. Then he'll be my 1.1. Breece Hall will be my 1.2. Malik Willis going to the Giants. John Snyder says no Breece to Houston, which is good. I think you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I like Breece Hall in Houston. I think Houston's building something. It's easy to clown on Houston. We're all gonna kind of laugh at Houston, right? Because we're used to Bill O'Brien kind of messing up the team. We're used to the team sitting Deshaun Watson and not using him. But I think a lot of people that just kind of, I don't want to say casually go by that situation, because it doesn't mean you're casual if you're into another team and you're not keeping tabs on everything going on. But anybody casual to the dynamic change in Houston won't realize that the leadership changed there. Bill O'Brien, who traded away Hopkins to the Cardinals and acquired David Johnson and just made a debacle of that franchise, he's gone. And Watson was in the middle of this mess when they brought in this new regime. They're not messing around anymore. They're going to build something special here in Houston. And I truly believe, and the Houston Texans, they selected, let's go through the Houston Texans draft. So they had the number 3 pick. They took Stingley, which was a phenomenal pick. Absolutely phenomenal selection. I know it was early to a lot of people. They got Kenyon Green was I don't know if you call that early, but it's an offensive line piece that it's, definitely going to help. And then I think if they draft a guy like Breece Hall and then they do badly record-wise this year and they come in next year's draft class and bring in a quarterback, or let's say Mills is the real deal. He could be. But they bring in a quarterback or whatever, they're going to have a squad. They're going to build something special. Breece Hall will be in a good volume situation, but Kenneth Walker will be in a better situation. And maybe Kenneth Walker goes to the Texans and Breece Hall goes to the Jets. That could happen too. But Kenneth Walker feels like a Jet to me. I'm kind of visualizing it right now, and I really hope it comes true. I really think he could be a Jet by tomorrow. By this time tomorrow, we'll be looking at this. We'll be doing a live stream. We'll be breaking down. I believe Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall will go to one of these spots like I've got slotted here. And I think Malik Willis will maybe be a Giant. If not, he'll be a Seattle Seahawk, which will help DK Metcalf out and make a lot more sense as to why DK didn't move. Although they're still banking on him falling, and maybe he doesn't fall. Olave is not what they needed, says Mr. B. I'm not a huge fan of Olave. I like Olave, but I'm not a huge fan of him. And so, yeah, I'm not like super excited about New Orleans, really. Alex, I don't know if you commented on the Olave pick. I'm sure you're pretty excited. I think you might have been happy. Oh, here's your comment. I think it was the right decision to move up because we would have never gotten any of the top 4 wide receivers if we stayed put. But I wanted Williams, but I like Olave. Okay, so I figured you'd be pretty happy with it, and you'd be a little bit like open-minded to seeing how it played out. That's kind of your mentality usually, and I think that's not a bad way to look at it. I think Jameson Williams would have been the better pick, but I don't know that I wanted Jameson Williams there, to be honest, because I'm not a big fan of the quarterback situation there. So, hope you're right, Smitty. Walker as a Jet is nice. Dude, Walker as a Jet would be absolutely phenomenal. Like, I want to be just completely excited and giddy on draft day, bro. If we're sitting there watching, because it's all going to happen quick. The timer's shorter. It's going to happen fast. I don't think the Bucks are taking a running back. They could, but I don't think they will. Which means the Vikings won't. The Titans won't. The Giants probably won't. I mean, they got Barkley. I don't think they're going to do that. So Giants are going to probably, like I said, take Malik Willis. And then, boom, unless somebody trades up into that top 4 of round 2 tomorrow, I think the Texans and the Jets, one of them it feels like a lock to draft Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker. And both of them, it just feels smart for both of them to take one of those players, whether it's flipped and Walker goes to the Texans. I hope Walker goes to the Jets because I like Walker more. I think Walker can be a top 5 running back in fantasy football. Even as a rookie, he could be a top 6 to 10 guy as a rookie running back. Out of all fantasy football running backs, I think he could be 6 to 10 in a Jets uniform. So I'm real excited about Kenneth Walker. I really like Breece Hall in Houston long term. I think both these teams are turning things around rather quickly, but the Jets are going to be the Cincinnati Bengals 2.0, and it could happen as early after this draft. Before the draft, I said it would probably take a year and a half. After this draft, wouldn't shock me if it happened right out of the gate. I'm not saying they'll make the Super Bowl. They'll be exactly like the blueprint of the Bengals, but I think that they will be a team pushing for a playoff spot in really, really tough scenarios. Maybe they don't even make the playoffs, but I think they look phenomenal, and they've built something that people are scared of walking into 2023. Hey, dude, who are your 3 losers of the night? God, it's a tough one. I would say the Panthers should have taken Malik Willis, and the fact that he's still available is just head scratching to me. If I was the Panthers, I would have taken him at 6. I can't believe he's fallen. I think the Packers are the number 1 losers of the night to literally pass on Christian Watson at 26 overall, or 28 overall, and take Javonte Wyatt, who's good. I'm not saying he's horrible. He could end up being a good player, but that isn't a place where you go, oh, well, the draft grades are low on the wide receivers at 28, so we're going to wait until round 2 at pick 21 and hope one of the remaining white highlighted names here, Christian Watson, George Pickens, Sky Moore, and John Mechie, are the top 4 wide receivers left, in my opinion. If I missed anybody, let me know. Maybe I didn't throw them up. But these 4 guys are all going to be gone by the 21 pick. Maybe Mechie will be there, but Pickens will be gone, Watson will be gone, Sky Moore will be gone, and the Packers are going to call Rodgers up again and say, hey, A-Rod, really sorry, bro. We crapped the bed a second round in a row, multiple years in a row. Lazard season, which is good because I like Lazard, but Aaron Rodgers deserves better. And, it's his fault. Like as much as I defend Aaron Rodgers, I love Aaron Rodgers, and I defend him more than I think any analyst out there. I really do like Aaron Rodgers. I don't care about all the stuff people care about. I love Aaron Rodgers. But let's be honest for a second. And I usually always do keep it honest, right? I'm not biased. I'm only biased against Josh Jacobs. But everything else I tell you is literally my unbiased take for the most part. Like, dude, does bias slip into some of my stuff? I'm sure. I think a lot of you think I'm biased on Javonte Williams. I'm not. I wouldn't undo the Melvin Gordon signing if you asked me to and I had the power to. Even with all the pressure of every one of you out there that would say, Smitty, if you had the power to undo it, we ask you, please undo the Melvin Gordon signing. I wouldn't undo it if I could. And I know some of you think that's bias. I know some of you think I'm window dressing this up because I've had so much Javonte talk out there. I'm telling you, it's a gift given to every single one of you and me. And if you don't take advantage of the gift that Melvin Gordon is to Javonte Williams' newfound low value, talking 15 to 25. In some cases, people are saying they won't take Javonte until round 3. If you don't take advantage of this and understand that the threat is minimal, the threat is very phantom, the threat could be definitely a nothing burger, and yet the value dropped from 6 overall to 20, 25, 18. It gives you nothing but upside, and it gives you the Dalvin Cook power that Dalvin Cook had when he was 18, 19, 20 overall, the year that I told you he'd be a top 5 running back, and I put it in the intro video of every single video that we had. I said top 5 running back, before he became a top 5 running back. We put it in the intro video the entire season the entire offseason leading in, and then we kept it there for 2 years. But to prove that this is the bold prediction, I'm standing firm. I'm putting it in my intro video. Dalvin Cook is going to explode from 18 to 25 overall value and win all of you leagues if you trust me on it. And he exploded. And so Javonte with the Melvin Gordon situation is even smaller in terms of risk than the Dalvin Cook injury risk that drove him down to 18 to 25 overall in everyone's mind. The Melvin Gordon threat is even lesser than that, and he drove Javonte from 6 all the way to 18 to 24. What I'm trying to tell everybody is the value in Javonte at 18 to 24 with the risk of Gordon far outweighs not having Gordon in the picture, but having to spend a top 5 pick on Javonte. I promise you, the risk is all baked in. That sound's not going to play. I was hitting the baked in sound. The risk is all baked in, and it's Javonte season. Even if there's hiccups in the road, even if there's like, let's say Melvin Gordon's a thorn in his side for a little bit. Let's say I'm wrong. You earn 18 to 25 overall value out of Javonte, even getting a worst case scenario where I'm wrong 60% of the work. Let's say he only gets 60% of the work in that high octane Russell Wilson living in the goal line and red zone territories situation. Let's say he gets only 60% of it. He will earn you your 18 to 24 overall value with ease. And if I'm right and the doubters are wrong about Javonte and Melvin Gordon's a nothing burger in the end in the situation, you absolutely destroy your leagues. You don't win your leagues if you put competent players around Javonte from that value of 18 to 25 or 18 to 30. You're going to not just win your league, you're going to destroy your league. And it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. How many subs are we at? Someone said we're right around 11,000 right now. We're just a few away. Guys, if you're new, subscribe. We're almost at 11,000 subscribers. We're just about there. We've got just a little bit left. So subscribe if you're new. So many people watching will just continue to watch and come back, but they don't actually hit the subscribe button. It's weird. Some of the most active viewers might not even hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel tremendously if you punch the subscribe button. It helps your boy Smitty. What helps me will eventually help you because I can create more content, have more giveaways. All that stuff trickles down to you guys. I plug everything back into the show, essentially. So please go ahead and keep plugging it in. Let's see if we got any voice messages here from the people. Danny.
Super pumped for the NFL draft. Hey, Schmitty, it's Daniel. Super pumped for the NFL draft. My question is, which one would you prefer? Breece Hall if he landed in Buffalo, or Javonte currently, even though Melvin Gordon got re-signed? I know he's still going to be a beast, but the usage might not be as high. Just let me know which one you'd rather have for redraft and also for Dynasty.
So, old question, but very good question that still can be applied to different angles and lines of thinking here. So let's break it down. So let's take a look at the scenarios we have right in front of us. Now that Buffalo's out of the picture, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker in Houston and New York. Do I like those better than Javonte in Denver? Let's be completely honest and unbiased with the evaluation. Where are you drafting Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker in New York and Houston? Probably higher than Javonte. Doesn't mean that he won't be better than Javonte. It means that Kenneth Walker in New York, to me, which is really funny because Michael Carter is probably more of a threat than Melvin Gordon is to Javonte Williams. Yet people are going to look at it different because their expectations weren't as such and getting ripped from them. Like the Gordon expectation got ripped from them. People don't understand that in February, every single one of us liked Javonte Williams in our top 10 overall, and there was a strong, very strong possibility and almost acceptance that Melvin Gordon wasn't going to be elsewhere. He was going to be in Denver, and there was no Russell Wilson. So with no Russell Wilson, with Melvin Gordon likely to be on the roster for 2022, everyone had Javonte top 10. Regardless of Melvin Gordon, and with no Russell Wilson, then the expectation changed, and human beings are so funny that way that your expectation was, oh, Ravens, he's going to sign with the Ravens. Then he didn't. Then he came back. Because your expectation was that he was gone, you're now so distraught that you literally go to the extreme. And you're not even factoring in that you literally have Russell Wilson now under center and that the offense will be more potent, be in scoring position all the time, and you have literally this offense living in the red zone. But people are still thinking like this. It's crazy to me. I would say Javonte. I would say they're all really close. I think Kenneth Walker in New York, you're going to get a lot of people excited about that. You'll probably see him go. You'll probably see Kenneth Walker go at 18 to 24. You'll probably see Javonte go at 18 to 24. And if Breece Hall's in Houston, you're probably going to see him go around 18 to 25, 18 to 24. So they're going to be very, very close. Now, who do I think is going to have the better year? Javonte. Who do I want more? Javonte. If push came to shove, I'd rather have Javonte. But don't make no mistake about it. ADP is going to determine where we take these guys because, we can reach. Reaching's okay. But just make sure you're taking advantage of the ADP as best as you can. I still have people DMing me to this moment that say, okay, Smitty, I saw all your videos on Javonte. So still take him 3 overall. And I literally, I try and be as gentle as I can when I reply to those messages. But I'm like, Bob, no, did you not? You said you watched my 3 videos, but I don't know that you fully did because why are you asking me whether you should take Javonte at number 3 overall still? Like that's a total miss of the situation. That is a total misstep and whiff of the opportunity that is now presented to you. We have been given a gift that is called Melvin Gordon that has knocked the value of Javonte Williams down to the most acceptable range we could possibly think of, that more than factors in the risk factors with Melvin Gordon still on the roster. The risk factors of Melvin Gordon on the roster are so small compared to the gift of ADP droppage that we're looking at with Javonte, that the idea of Javonte getting hurt as the full-time back, getting all the carries at number 4 overall, that's a riskier proposition than having Melvin Gordon in our way and getting him at a safe 18 to 28 range. Like, it's crazy to me. I love that people think I'm just saying that I'm biased and I'm window dressing this up. Like, I had so much pushback the night of the news that Melvin Gordon re-signed. I went live immediately, and boy, I've been getting pushback ever since, and it's absolutely hilarious. Okay, so I answered those questions. Look at AJ Brown in this new uniform. This is AJ Brown. AJ Brown just posted this message on Instagram. This is phenomenal. This is crazy. Look at this, man. Wow. This is wild. What a wild day. What a wild day. Look at this. AJ Brown just posted this. Unbelievable. What a wild day. This is unbelievable. I did not expect it to be this fun. This draft has been so amazing. Just crazy day.
I don't like to speak of things before.
Crazy. Melvin Gordon is basically Mark Ingram, says Chuck. Gordon will miss some games, though, I bet. Absolutely. Ravens got the best safety in the draft. He slipped way too far, man. Bringing back Gordon moved Denver up in my rankings. That backfield will be similar to Green Bay and Cleveland. I'm hoping everybody thinks that way. Mr. B, that's what we're banking on. Javonte is top 3 for fantasy this year. I agree. He could definitely finish there. DK needs to leave Seattle to get the bag. It definitely is the case. That's why he hasn't been extended yet. But he's still, this A.J. Brown deal could make Seattle say, yeah, he's worth that. We'll give him that. Maybe DK was asking for 80 mil. Now that A.J. Brown got 57 or 58 million. What was the deal? I got it right here. No, that's not it. Yeah, A.J. Brown got 57 million guaranteed. This right here may make a DK offer sent and accepted by DK, by the Seattle Seahawks. This is affordable by the Seahawks. And this is now acceptable for DK because DK now knows that the AJ Brown kind of set the bar, and it's the same agent. Same agent. You're probably looking at the same deal. This sets a bar. This is what Deebo's deal will look like. This is what DK Metcalf's deal will look like. This will probably be what McLaurin's deal looks like if McLaurin even gets an offer this offseason. Don't rule out a DK Metcalf trade tomorrow. It's still very possible. DK Metcalf could be on the move. The draft capital thing makes it a little more complicated when the draft capital for round 1 has already been used, and so that's kind of a complication. But DK could still be on the move. Don't rule it out. It could definitely happen. Sometimes there's player-involved trades where you can give up second rounders and a player, so that could still be on the table. So don't rule that out. But look at AJ Brown in this Eagles uniform. Eagle fans got to be just so excited to get AJ Brown on roster. That's crazy, man. Unbelievable. I can't wait to go live with AJ Brown. I go live with AJ Brown once in off season, and I'm really hoping that that happens soon. I'm going to be reaching out to the man. Unbelievable. Just super excited. What a great day. What a great day. Tomorrow's going to be no different. We're going to have a lot of excitement tomorrow. Your boy Smitty's going live with RSM 49ers, Dr. Raj tomorrow, and C-Mac and Vlad, the quad box. We were live during the entire first round. Phenomenal day. Those guys will be more amped up than normal because they're Niner fans. I'm not. I'm a Cardinal guy, or I'm a fantasy football fan first, then Cardinals second. Bills are definitely a close second for me because half my family's from Buffalo, and I love Josh Allen, probably one of my favorite players. But I'm a Cardinal fan. I'm a fantasy guy first, and so on the quad box, I bring a lot of realism to the equation. These guys argue with me all the time. They gave me my kudos and props today, which I really appreciated. They said that I've been spot on with the offseason and especially the Niners situation, which I literally have called to a T almost the entire way. Everyone freaking out the past couple of days saying Deebo's gone, and me trying to calm the storm. He's not going anywhere. Relax. Deebo Samuel's staying, and Deebo Samuel's getting a 55 to 59 guaranteed type of contract. That's going to be about 98 to 108 million for 4 years. It's going to be very similar to AJ Brown's, and AJ Brown paved the way. AJ Brown made it possible for Deebo Samuel to get a reasonable deal that I think is way lower than Deebo expected, but higher than the Niners wanted. But not that much higher than what the Niners wanted. So that's why I believe the Niners will for sure ink them. 99.999% confidence level that Deebo Samuel will be signed and playing week 1 on a new contract. And I think the things get really smooth very quickly. And this chaos and toxicity everybody thinks is unrepairable is nothing. Once the smoke clears, you're going to see that it's not a big deal. It's not. It's business. And it wasn't toxic at all. This was like I said, light work when it comes to creating bad environments for teams that can't repair relationships. Most of it was the fans. The fans were the ones that were awful. Deebo and the Niners to each other were not that awful. It was not bad at all. It will get fixed. So get ready for that. Tomorrow we got a lot of exciting things. Breece Hall, Houston Texans. That's my prediction. Jets, Kenneth Walker. That's my prediction. And those happen at the 5 and 6 picks. So Breece Hall, number 5 to the Texans. Kenneth Walker, number 6 to the Jets. Malik Willis, number 4 to the Giants. Those are my 3 predictions for round 2. I'm sure not all 3 will work out because teams surprise you. Teams do things that you never expect. Maybe trade happens. Who knows? But the New York Football Jets have had the best draft I've seen in over a decade. And if they land one of the running backs, Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker at this 6th pick, this is going to be the most phenomenal drafting of first and second round players that I've seen in my entire 20-year career in analyzing and scouting and doing all this from a professional perspective. Your boy Smitty's been doing this 20 years professionally, not as a part-time side gig dude. This has been my job. This is how I roll, and I'm telling you right now, all the scouting I've done, the NFL drafts I've covered for 20 straight years, the New York Football Jets have pulled off quite arguably already, and will so for sure by tomorrow's end, have the most magnificent set of draft picks in rounds 1 and 2 that I've ever seen in my entire life covering this sport of fantasy football and NFL football. This is absolutely what a wonderful draft. This team is turning things around. Salah's got a team on his hands, and New York Football Jets fans are going to be so thrilled and excited in the coming months and years. This team is going to be on its way. I love what the Lions are doing. The Lions look phenomenal. The Lions got Jameson Williams. They got just an elite wide receiver in Jameson Williams. They got St. Brown, who's an excellent wide receiver. DeAndre Swift is a top 5 to 10 running back in the NFL and in fantasy. All they need is a quarterback, and that 2023 quarterback class will be a lot better than the 2022 quarterback class. So if they do have a bad year record-wise, they're going to be set up very well to replace their quarterback, Goff, and get a guy in there that's going to turn that franchise around. The Lions are turning things around quick. The Jets have already turned it around, and they're looking phenomenal. Packers are just burying themselves yet again. Pissing off Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure, beyond repair. And the Packers are going to be on the decline. I like Lazard. I think Aaron Jones could have a good year if they used him as a running back or a wide receiver more so than a running back. They give him like 80 receptions. He's going to have a phenomenal year maybe if he can stay healthy. A.J. Dillon can get all the between the tackle work. Like, there's a lot of scoring and potential fantasy football goodness that could take place in Green Bay. Lazard could be a 1,210 wide receiver, but the Packers don't have the firepower to make it to an NFC championship game. They just don't. It's going to be, and you're going to laugh at me, but with Deebo back on the roster and you're just going to say you're a 49er fan, I'm not a 49er fan. I go to war and conversations and arguments with my boys on the Quad Box on the Niner shows on Instagram, because I'm not a Niner fan. But I'm telling you, the Niners and the Cardinals potentially, if Kyler can get things turned around, the Rams, these are the 3 teams that I really feel like are the potential leaders in the NFC. The Cowboys could still be one of the top teams. I think from the AFC, it's going to be the Chargers or possibly, you could say the Raiders. The Broncos or Chargers are the top 2 teams that I think will contend from that AFC West to come out on top as a division winner and face the Buffalo Bills in an AFC championship. Although it wouldn't be crazy for the wildcard team to face the division winner in the same division. So, like, let's say it's the Chargers and the Broncos in the AFC championship. That could happen too. But let's just call the Bills a potential lock for the AFC championship game, and say the Chargers or the Broncos are probably the team that's going to face him. In my opinion, that's my opinion. And I think Justin Herbert probably wins the NFL MVP in 2022. This is going to be a fun year of football. I want all of you to take a look at sleeperu.com right here. sleeperu.com. Sleeper U like a university, and get on my text line. Some of my plans include the text line service. If you get my top level lifetime membership, your name goes on the studio wall. You can kind of see the names written right there on the studio wall. Your name gets written on the studio wall in the background if you're a lifetime member, and you'll get 2 years of one-on-one on-demand text advice. I have 2 phones. This is my personal phone. This is my work phone, and I carry both of them with me. And on my work phone, it's a text line, and I literally respond to people throughout the day on demand. If you want to be on my text line, just go to sleeperu.com and order that, and let's get rolling. I've got all the rankings, bold predictions. My video courses will be dropping one after the other this coming weekend. Appreciate everybody here and being here. Chucky, appreciate you being here. Charles Fox, my man, appreciate seeing you. I will see you all later. I'm going to get some sleep, get ready for tomorrow. I appreciate all 115 of you in here. Please subscribe if you're new. If you haven't subscribed yet, it helps the channel. Please like the video on the way out. How many likes do we have, Terry? Please like the video on the way out the door. That really helps your boy Smitty as well. And subscribe if you're new. It looks like we're at 65 likes and we got 120 people in here. Guys, punch that thumbs up. Punch that thumbs up. Help your boy Smitty. And then we got more of these spam bots in here. Like, what are they doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here, spam bots? Unbelievable. Comment. I get to every single comment on my channel. That will last, I think, until the start of the season. Then it might get out of control, but we're going to try and reply to every comment that you guys leave, and that helps the engagement of the channel. So please do it. Please do it. Please help your boy Smitty out. I will see you all later. Can't thank you enough. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be live on and off all day tomorrow, breaking news and heading into round 2. I'll be live on Instagram the entire second round and third round, and then we'll be back on YouTube to break down all of the landing spots and ramifications from round 2. Subscribe. I see the subscribers going up. Hit the subscription or subscribe button. Punch it, smash it, hit it, punch it, like it, annihilate it. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Where's my goodbye button? And don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Tomorrow's going to be a little different because we'll already be live throughout the day and stuff. And the draft starts at 4 my time, I think 7 p.m. Eastern. So right at the time we normally go live, we'll probably be ending the live. So just kind of keep tabs tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a little different. We'll be going live a little earlier, and I'll be breaking news as it happens throughout the day if there is any breaking news. Crazy day. Crazy day. Yeah. That's it. I will see you all later. Leave comments on the screen as usual. I'll throw them up until we're out of here. Thanks to Michael K. CPA, highest super chatter during one given live stream on the year so far. 199. No. Oops, sorry. No, it's 205, isn't it? No, 199. That's right. I think that's right. Okay. All right, guys. Later. Yeah, Doobie, you don't even need the go-ahead for me on those bots. If you see a bot like that, you just ban them, bro. Thanks, Doobie. Thanks, Doobie. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate you guys. Stormcat. Neo Ryder. Tavner's in the building. Tavner, appreciate you. Brian. Ryan, your Eagles did do amazing. Avi. Mr. B. Appreciate you guys all. Take it easy.